If you don't know where you're going in your business, then any road will take you there. But what if you had a compass to guide you on your journey? Today, we're going to give you just that.
Let's go. I don't know what comes next, but I couldn't care less. I refuse to feel stressed. There's no fear in my chest. Hit a move with my steps. Walk away from the pain I've been through. This feeling I'm feeling is brand new. This is the moment I break through.
Welcome to 10-Minute Masterclass. I'm your host and lead MC, Trey Sheneman. And on 10-Minute Masterclass, our goal every week is to take timeless business principles and teach you how to apply them to today's business problems. No matter when I was running the startups that I've been a part of or building teams inside of 9-figure businesses, problem solving was always the key to growth. And for me, the problems always arrived inside of one of the core 4 drivers of growth: marketing, sales, ops, or leadership. In today's episode, we're going to dive deeper into the area of growth that is marketing. And specifically, we're going to talk about the unique framework that we apply to our clients' businesses inside of my consulting firm, Harold, that we call the Compass Method. The Compass Method is something that I discovered out of a problem that I experienced inside of the second agency that I ever worked at. So back in 2010 to 2014, that time frame, I was a partner in an agency that I started, named, helped take to market. 2014 to 2017, I joined as VP of strategy inside of another existing agency that I helped rebrand. And I'll never forget, I was in my first 30 days of working at this agency. And I remember having a meeting with the CEO, great business mind, solid team. But I was kind of looking at some profitability in the way we were positioning some of our services that we were offering to our clients. And I remember having a meeting with the account team that was sort of responsible for the early days of getting one of our clients off on good footing. And I was kind of going through the list of things that they were delivering. And then I looked at our scope agreement that client had signed up for. And I was talking to the account lead, and I was sort of like, well, all these things that you've completed, I don't see them in the scope. And she used the phrase, well, that's the invisible stuff that we have to do to get to the scope of the work. And I said, well, tell me more about this. And once she laid it out for me, I really leaned into this idea of our business at that time was choosing to operate in the red so that we could get to the black as a business. And I actually thought that was the wrong approach. And so what we ended up doing was we ended up taking that series of steps that we had to do in order to get that business client of ours to go and to grow. And we ordered them into what is now called the Compass. This is a series of steps I guide every business owner I meet through, no matter what stage they're at. The Compass is flexible, doesn't matter. And it's a series of audits that you should do with regularity in your business, at least twice a year, sometimes once a quarter, to make sure that the directional heading of the business is still aimed at who you want to reach, selling what you want to sell in a profitable manner. And so from the genesis of that 2015, 2016, 2017 relationship at that agency now till here it is, fast forward to 2025, I've done 100 of these compasses now over the years, and it has never failed to show, particularly within the marketing discipline, a brand exactly what their directional heading needs to be for the business right now to grow. So my goal in this episode is to really walk you through the 7 parts of the Compass Method in a pretty quick touch on it and jump off sort of a manner. And then we're going to circle back in future episodes of 10-Minute Masterclass and actually do a full 10-minute deep dive on each of the 7 steps of the compass. So with that being said, let's jump in. The first part of the compass, the C in the word compass, is the competitive set analysis. It always blows me away the number of times I meet a business owner who does not have a tidied up competitive set analysis of exactly who's winning in the market that they're reaching into at this moment in time. It's also quite profound the number of businesses that are 3, 4, 5 years in and they haven't updated their competitive set analysis since back when they started. So a competitive set analysis is really just a line in the sand, a today snapshot on where you stand compared to your competitors. How are your reviews? What are your conversion rates? What is your growth curve? What is their positioning versus yours? So on and so forth. It's really leaning in to understand who are you up against. When you lose, who do you lose to? So that's part 1 of the compass. Part 2 of the compass is an online and offer map, or an online experience and offer map. Essentially, most of the businesses we work with that we apply this methodology to have a really strong digital presence that they're trying to grow. And what this step of the compass is designed to do is to really map out and find the dead ends inside of that experience where people end up using your website or using your social media or following your ads inside of what we would refer to as your funnel. And they end up somewhere that they didn't expect to, or you didn't expect them to, and really figuring out where those holes are in the funnel. A lot of times I end up telling business owners, you thought you had built a funnel, but you really built a colander. And there's all these spots inside of your experience where people just aren't having a good one. And if they're not going to have a good experience online, it's going to be really hard for them to hire you. So that's step 2 of the process. Are you ready for predictable growth in your business? Then I encourage you to check out the Compass Method. It's the unique framework we use for businesses to help them grow to $10 million and beyond. If you're interested in finding out more, shoot me an email at trey@weareherald.co. Step 3 is a messaging and positioning review. The biggest thing that I teach people to do in this step is something that we're going to spend a long time on in a future episode, but a former colleague of mine, a former boss of mine, leader of mine that I work for, Ryan Levesque, always says, your messaging comes from your market. It doesn't come from your mind. And so many business owners have just run off and started writing their sales pages, writing their landing pages, writing their emails without actually having surveyed the market to figure out exactly which words are going to work. So the messaging and positioning review is us really leaning in with businesses to say, how should you be talking about your product, your offer, and the benefits that it creates in today's world in light of your online experience and in light of your competitive set, okay? The P in the word compass is a personnel review. This is when we really go through the exercise of right people, right seats on the bus. Who in your camp needs to be there? Who are you missing on the team to achieve the vision that you have for your business? Who might need to be coached up on the team as far as the marketing discipline goes? So this step of the process is really designed to give the owner of the business a snapshot about the marketing function and where the team gaps might be. From there, we drop into the avatar profile. This is where we help business owners to say, if we think about your target audience as a series of concentric circles, then there is a middle of that bullseye. There is an audience of one that we should be marketing to. Who really is that today, at this moment in time in your business? If all marketing we do cannot at first convert that audience of one, we're going to have a really hard time on the perimeter or on the periphery of our market of building that up. So really leaning into who that audience of one is. Then the first S in the word compass is a SWOT analysis. So in light of the competitive set, the messaging review, the online experience, all the way down to who is it that we're trying to reach. Now, based on all of that research, this is the first time that we actually go and look at social media. We go and look at emails. We go and look at ads. And we say, in light of all of that, what are the strengths, weaknesses, and opportunities we can now see in your current marketing mix that's going to allow you to better serve, better reach, better engage that audience of one inside of that competitive landscape that we talked about earlier. So from there, all of the historical kind of analytical research is done. And then a brand, a head of marketing, the owner, whoever's doing this exercise, this is when you now distill it all down into the second S, which is the strategic plan. What do we do about it? And I like to train businesses on doing this with a quarterly outlook. We tend to teach a principle of business management called OKRs. It's from a book called Measure What Matters by John Doris, a great book. But OKRs become sort of like your guiding principles for what you're going to fix right now. And so the whole point of the strategic plan is to say what 1 or 2 or 3 things matter most from all of this research that we did to make our new directional heading that we want to pick for our business a reality for us. And our yeses become our yeses and our nos become our nos. And we really now lean in and start to resource that. So the compass ends up driving 3 things. It's more than just a roadmap. It drives clarity on where you are. If you don't know where you are, you can't know where you need to go. It drives alignment on exactly what's holding you back from going where you need to go and how to fix it. And then it gives direction. So clarity, alignment, and direction. So in some ways, it's kind of like a CAD, a drawing for your business, the output that comes with it. So Again, in future episodes, we're going to go deeper into each one of those areas of the compass because I really do believe this is the greatest deployment of resources you can do inside of the marketing function to find the problems that are holding you back from growth inside of your marketing. But hopefully my big takeaway for you today is if you really want to have a destination, that you are not going to get to that destination by happenstance. You've got to have a legitimate plan. In my experience, the compass method is the way to get there. Until the next time on 10 Minute Masterclass, I'll see you on the flip side.